But it's interesting as VR. Now we're in this AI thing.
Yeah.
So how is AI affecting visual effects right now?
Dude, it's been, I mean, it's been just crazy. And I don't think anyone quite knows where it's going. I can only speak to like my own experience and like talking to other artists. And there's pros and cons.
Mhm.
Like,
Are they building tools in like to Unreal and stuff?
yeah, I mean, they're building like, I mean, I recently have switched to like Blender. I don't know if you know anything about Blender.
No,
but
Blender.
It's
Yeah,
a free software. It's great. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are building tools that like they can
Okay.
generate like 3D objects in Blender.
So independent people are building
Yeah.
Blender tools.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
The
interesting.
community, because it's free, it's open source.
Open source, yeah.
So now a lot of these 3D artists will build tools within Blender using AI. So, I mean, I have one where it's like I can do a prompt to like generate an image or generate a doll. And it'll do the image and then it'll run another thing and then it'll generate like a 3D object. It's hard because it's like it's good, but it would never be used in Final. And I think that's...
Can you tell the difference?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Even
like,
if you show it to like your sister, like, does that look different?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. If I showed someone, they're like, which one looks better? And you had someone hand model it versus this.
Yeah.
I believe most people would be like, it just has it just looks higher quality.
Yeah.
And there's some things like textures will look a little blurry, but eventually it's going to get there. It'll get better and better and better and better. But I see AI it's just another tool. It's another tool in the bag and it's great. My biggest gripes and problems with AI is actually a lot of discussion around AI. And a good example is this. The other day, someone on Twitter was like, they put two videos up. One was the video of in X-Men First Class, like where Mystique changes from the movie. And he's like, this cost $100,000 for the shot. And then he's like, and here's this AI model that generated it for nothing. And that bothered me. And the reason why it bothered me is guys was like, well, first off, your AI generated image is using the $100,000 shot as a data set, as the reference. So it's the AI doesn't understand that this is like an effect. It's just trying to copy and paste the video. It's just trying to be, and it's not copying it perfectly. And it does a good job kind of copying it, but it's I think people are giving almost like too much credit. Like, oh, this is just going to replace all artists. And it's like, no, it's not. It like, I can't be like, now use that effect and do it on this totally different shot. It would break. Yeah. And so I don't like, I guess a lot of the discussion around AI acting like it can just do everything and we don't need artists anymore to do anything. And I'm like, no, that's...
When you say it will break, do you mean it was like too brittle?
No,
or
I mean,
is it like it will function? The computer won't function, or it won't work like logically as a space.
Like the example they use is he was like trying to show that AI can do the same effect, and I was like, no, like AI by itself. If you said, hey, do effect that does this, it can't just create it. It has to have a data set or a reference, and so
and that's the controversy. Like, how much is it them just rebranding somebody else's work?
Yeah, exactly. And
like
so
I type in make me World of Warcraft, and then it just generates World of Warcraft. It's
yeah,
like, is that just plagiarism?
Exactly. Because AI is pulling from a pool. You have a pool, and it's pulling from the pool, and that pool is filled with a lot of people's art, a lot of people's like voices, like their artistic voice, and a lot of money from filmmaking and a bunch of other things.
In the past,
and so I'm like, it's kind of arrogant when someone's like, AI can just do it. And I'm like, it wouldn't do it unless you had something pulling, something to draw from. So I don't like when people do it because they're trying to devalue or be like, see, we don't need artists anymore. And truthfully, I'm like, every time I've seen like a new AI video generated, I'm like, it looks cool, but then I'm like, yeah, but this would never work for Final. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's still not.
No,
like,
it's true. I mean, to me, a use I've used even like in pitching and stuff is I kind of do like thumbnails and like, this is what the character would look like, sort of. And it's just so fast.
Yes.
And it's a good way to communicate to non-creatives, like what direction you're headed in.
Absolutely. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, it's a tool. And that's why I'm like, that kind of stuff is great. Like if you're pitching and you're not a concept artist and you're like, hey, I need some ideas, like, you know, help me come up with something. Yeah. And it comes out and you're like, oh yeah, this is good. This is like kind of what I'm thinking. And you can tweak and give it a different prompt. That's great. I don't have problems with like any like that. Cause I'm like, that's just like another tool. Yeah. I think I hate when people are like,
it's like ripping pages out of a magazine in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of yeah. And it's like, that's fine. But the issue I have is a lot of the conversation is when they're like, AI bros are like, I'm an artist. I'm like, you're not an artist.
No.
Like you generated something. It's really the AI's voice. Like it would be like my buddy and I were talking about this. It would be like someone's like, I am a puzzle master. I am the best at making puzzles. And they like, see, here's this puzzle I made. And they just bought it from a store and it was already put together. Yeah. It's like, did you put any of the pieces together? It's like, well, no, but I'm a puzzle master. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't do any of the process. It just is there. And I'm like, I don't know. To me, it's like, that's not, I'm like, art, calling yourself an artist it's part of a process. Like as you're being a creative, you go down one road, and through the process of creativity, you might take the right road or the left road based on like your life experience, your voice, your whatever. And so to me, I think more than ever, we need more artists being confident in their voice and in their instincts and their experience. Because I think that's when you're going to get original stuff. Whereas we're seeing a lot of AI's voices and everything's going to look the same. It's just going to be like generating everyone's like, if I put an AI image down, an AI image down, you're like, you don't know it just is like another thing from AI. It's not from someone's like voice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, controversially, the Miyazaki animated AI images.
Yep.
That's yeah. And it's like, no, you didn't make like a new style.
But
and there's new styles of anime.
Yeah. There's new styles, and it's like but I would like to see. I mean, AI is cool. It's cool and it's fun. It's a great tool. For me, I'm like, yes, speed up rotoscoping. Speed up my rendering. Like, there's sometimes I'm rendering and one frame takes like 15 minutes, and then I have 200.
Do you render locally or on the cloud?
Yeah. Like I'll do cloud, but cloud costs money. So so then I have to put it up, and that costs money. And then you have to maybe make it not look as good. You're doing all these shortcuts so you can get it done on time. And there's just like, I'm like, why can't we just like use AI to speed up these things? Like render images way faster or at a higher quality.
It should be able to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I feel like we've jumped ahead to just like, here's final image. And I'm like, cool. That's not like what I want. That's cool. It looks cool. It looks great. But like, I have my own vision, and I want AI to help me make my vision.
To me, that's an amazing thing that bothers me about most AI tools, actually. And I feel there's room for this, is that AI tools don't give you enough control.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're like, even when you're like dictating characters, like just saying random words, you're like, no, I need a better communication. Like, give me a box just for the hair. Give me a box just for this. Give me a box just for this.
Yeah.
Because I changed one thing, then you changed something I liked.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's it. To me, I mean, this is a debate I have, is like, I mean, this happens in photography a lot. Like, because I mean, when digital cameras came out, that was like destroyed a lot of craft. And they're like, I've had people like, oh no, during the time autofocus. You'd be amazed. I came into photography right when autofocus was a thing, and people were saying like, well, you can't be a photographer. But I mean, to me, it's like, is it a typewriter, or is it a typewriter, or is it giving you the finished work? And to me, like, virtually all tools end up just becoming a more effective typewriter.
Yeah.
I mean, to use writing example, like we used to write with a quill and pen.
Sure.
And then they invented a typewriter.
Yeah.
Did that change the job of being a writer? Then typewriter to word processor. And like, no, it's just still writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so it's the same thing with visual art.
Yeah,
any
exactly.
sort of visual art.
Yeah, it's just another tool. And that's what I'm like excited for. I'm like, I want more of these tools. For me, I'm like, great. I've used like so many different tools, and I had a project I was trying to do some rotoscoping, like cutting out some hands, of those that don't know, rotoscoping and masking.
Could AI make that easier? I mean,
yeah, and that's what I was hoping.
That used to be a really time consuming thing. One of the first things I learned in Photoshop was how to separate a figure from a background.
Yeah, and it still is. And I was doing these hands, and I was like, I'm gonna try some of these AI tools. There's so many cool ones. So I tried it,
and all these are just randomly made. Like this is open source software, and so the open source people, are they creating like a wave? I mean, a pathway for them?
Yeah, there's just people like creating different.
I'm just surprised the API could be involved so deeply. In the program.
Yeah,
but
for like Blender.
Open source.
Yeah, for like Blender. Yeah, you can bring in a lot of different stuff. You can like, that's different. But the particular one for like rotoscoping, I was using Runway, ML or something like that, and they have like a bunch of different tools. And I was like, I'm gonna try this roto tool in here. And I spent like 2 hours, and I could not get it right. It was like flickering, and I was like, what the crap? Like, I cannot get this thing to work right.
Yeah.
And I ended up going back to my like old school, sitting on my Wacom and like cutting out a hand and tracking it, and I got it done faster. And I was like, I was kind of annoyed. I was like, okay, I thought like this is going to be.
I thought you were going to make my life easier.
Yeah.
Do something that makes my life easier.
Please like and subscribe because it makes my assistant super happy. She's a really nice woman, and whenever we get a new subscriber, we notice it. We're pumped. Makes me happy too. We've had over 50,000 views in the past month and a half, but we would love to have more subscribers, so please subscribe.